What's up, y'all? Get after it, huh? Morning, Brian. Good to see you. Morning, Jason. What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you aren't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video, throw a comment down. It really helps me and goes a long way in helping the channel be seen across YouTube. It is Friday, August 30th. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you had a good week. And for those who have been waiting for the weekend, it is finally here. Today also marks just 7 days until Packers football. Unreal to think that we have an actual, real, everything matters game in just 1 week. So Packers, Eagles in Brazil. And the Eagles players have been pretty open the last few days about their opinions on heading down there. Which is kind of interesting. I haven't heard a peep out of anybody from our squad, so I don't know. In my non-expert, nobody cares opinion, it's kind of coming off as a little drama queenish. Maybe I'm the only one, and maybe I've just seen some more social media posts. Maybe social media is blowing their comments out of proportion, but all I know is our guys are focused on going down there, winning the game. No diva complaints coming from anybody on our squad, so that is good to see. All right, enough of me throwing subtle shots at the Eagles players. Let's hop into the chat, shall we? How's everybody doing on this beautiful Friday? Good to see you. Jake's in the chat. Go Pack Go. Go Pack Go, Jake. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you hopping on. I'm live every day, talking Packers, hanging out, just chilling. So what else we got? Jared, Go Pack Go from Onalaska, Wisconsin. Go Pack Go, Jared. My favorite uncle lives in Onalaska, so I'm in that area quite often. I was actually in the area up in La Crosse all weekend last weekend for a wedding. So hope you're having a good Friday, Jared. And Go Pack Go. Benson, who goes off next Friday? I'm thinking Dontavian Wicks. Benson, that's a great guy to choose. Love me some Wicks. He's had a great preseason. He's coming on the scene pretty hard here, and I think he's gonna have a great season. He's a stud. So for me, I'm gonna go with Josh Jacobs. I feel like he's been a little under the radar as far as hype goes this preseason, this training camp. And I know he's missed a couple practices here and there, and there's been a lot of other headlines to kind of clog up the Packers news cycle. You had Jordan Love's contract at the beginning, all the A.J. Dillon stuff, and all the wide receivers, the defense winning most of those practices early on, and then you got the joint practices and the preseason games where we're focused on all the backups and all the roster fringe guys. So I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs. I think they're going to lean on him quite a bit against Philly until the offense can really get into rhythm, which it is week 1. So they barely had any playing time together, the offense as a whole. So could be off to a slow start with the passing game and whatnot. So hand the ball off, get the ground game going, and go from there. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to carry the load to start that game and hopefully to finish it too. So thanks, Jared, for the comment/question. Axel's in the comment section in Instagram. Go Pack Go from Idaho. Go Pack Go, Axel. Representing from Idaho. First thing that comes to mind when Idaho and Packers are together is Jerry Kramer. So Jerry Kramer went to, I believe, Boise State, Idaho State. I don't remember, but he lives back out in Idaho now. So Jerry Kramer, the great Jerry Kramer, had a chance to meet him last 2 spring breaks ago over in Chicago. He was doing a signing, which was pretty cool. So super nice dude. He's actually been on the show too. He was on the show a couple years ago talking about his book. So shout out to Jerry Kramer, one of the all-time Packers greats. And go Pack Go, Axel. Hope you're having a great Friday. That is. Who we got? Alfredo. Romeo Dobbs is the player he thinks is going to go off next Friday. Romeo. Oh, Romeo. He's been Mr. Consistent. So he finished the year off great. Man, I think he led wide receivers and reception and yards in the playoffs last year. And yeah, he's a beast. So we'll see. I'm kind of reluctant on choosing a wide receiver for that because we have so many. And we've got Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft. So, but Alfredo's going with Romeo Dobbs. Good to see it. Love it. And thanks for tuning in, Alfredo. Appreciate you, my man. What else we got? Marcus going to be catching any college football this weekend. Marcus, absolutely. We've got the Badgers on tonight, which is awesome. Super pumped for them this year. I know they've been slotted to finish sort of in the middle of the pack as far as the Big Ten goes, but we've got Tyler Van Dyke back there. And yeah, we'll see if he can play like people say he can. And hopefully we can be a lot better than middle of the pack, at least in the Big Ten. So, and who knows, with the new college football playoff layout, I'm just saying, watch out. Badgers could make some noise. We got a tough schedule, though. Bama coming to town early on in the season. So, upset Bama, and hey, anything can happen. And Bama's under a new regime, a new kind of era. So they're not the old Bama with Saban and all those. They still got all the studs down there. But, yeah, hopefully we can upset Bama and go from there. So, yeah, I'm pumped to check out the Wisconsin game tonight. Might check out our local high school here. It's got a football game, home game, so we might check that out as well. Under the lights, Friday night. Nothing beats high school football. Love me some high school football. So, Brett, what do we got? Brett, love the setup. Where are the autos from? What's going on, Brett? The autos are from training camp, autograph signings, charity softball games, OTAs, mini camp. Where else? I'm trying to think. Pre-games, during Packers games, everything in between, outside, and all the above. The story that started kind of me collecting autographs is my uncle took me to a charity softball game for Donald Driver back in probably 2010 or 2012 or so, 2011, 2010, right around that time. And yeah, Donald Driver was nice enough to come over and sign my jersey I had of his. And that was the first autograph I'd ever had. And, from that point on, I just figured, why not just collect autographs that I get in person? So everything you see in the office, and then there's some stuff behind me, and there's probably, I've probably got 10, 15 more jerseys. A bunch of them are already hung up, but I've got a lot to hang up, especially from this training camp. I had a chance to meet Dontavian Wicks, had him sign my jersey, Marshawn Lloyd, Jordan Morgan, Tucker Kraft, Edgerrin Cooper, Javon Bullard, all those guys I got to sign my jersey I had of theirs. So, everything I got in here, I collect myself, or I've gotten myself in person in the pictures you see under are of each time that the signing happens. So my wife is gracious enough to be waiting and hanging out while I'm getting all the autos, and she's a great photographer. So as you can see, she has taken every single one of these pictures of me getting things signed. Besides, I think just two, Donald Driver and Jordy Nelson, which happened at the charity softball games of theirs. So, Brett, appreciate the comment on my setup. A lot of time waiting, a lot of hard work going into waiting for these guys. And yeah, super grateful and thankful for anybody to stop and give me some time to sign any of my items. So thanks, Brett. Appreciate the kind words, my man. Hope you have a good Friday. Darius, thoughts on Jeff Hafley coaching games from up in the box and not down on the field? What's up, Darius? I don't necessarily have any thoughts. If you guys didn't see the part of his presser yesterday explaining why he is going to be calling the defensive plays from up in the box as opposed to down on the field, he basically said, although it's nice to be down on the field with the guys, hyping them up or calming them down, it's a little more organized, a little easier to focus when you're in the box, a little quieter. So he said he's got all of his paperwork and got the iPad to check out previous drives, and get things are a little more organized. So if he needs to focus, in a more quiet setting to kind of self-scout and see if he needs to change anything for the upcoming drives, that's the place to be, is up in the box, a little quieter. So whatever he wants to do, I'm cool with. If that's what he thinks. He had said in his presser too, I think that's what's best for our football team right now. So maybe as he gets a little more comfortable and a little more used to, calling defensive plays in the NFL, he might come down on the field. But that kind of got me thinking maybe we didn't see any more, adjustments that needed to be made under Joe Barry because he was down on the field. And, there's only so much time you have to really sit down and focus when you're on the sidelines. I mean, where are you going to sit and focus? On the bench next to all the guys? As far as kind of self-scouting goes and switching things up, I feel like, and I'm no expert, I've told you that 1,000 times, I feel like when you're on the field, you're so much more in the moment, which can, play to your advantage for sure, but it also doesn't really give you a chance to sit back and switch things up a little bit if need be. And so maybe that's why we didn't see as many adjustments on the defensive side over the last few years, because Joe Barry was down on the field. And man, I guess I can't remember if he was down on the field every single year, but I think he was for the majority of it. So, Jeff Hafley calling plays from the box this season, and that's where he's most comfortable, and that's what he said is best for the team. So whatever he thinks is best for him, for the team, I am all for it. So it is time for the Packers fact of the day. And the fact of the day, 1 second here, let me get this figured out. Fact of the day is brought to you by TickPick. They guarantee the lowest prices on Packers tickets. And even better, if you end up finding tickets that are somehow cheaper than what they've got them at, TickPick will reimburse you. They'll give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use the code Packers20 at checkout for $20 off. That code can only be used in the app, so be sure to download the app with the season coming up. Use the code Packers20 for $20 off your next ticket order. TickPick. Check them out, guys. Great guys over there. Fact of the day. From 2009 to 2016, the Packers reached the playoffs for a record consecutive 8 seasons, which is crazy. Those were some fun years, weren't they? Man, you never know the good times. You never know the good times you're in until you're not in them anymore. That's not the quote. I messed it up super bad, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Those years were, man, some fun years. A lot of heartbreak in there, for sure, from 2009 to 2016. A lot of heartbreak, but a lot of joy too, including Super Bowl 45, that entire season. Um, Man, a lot of fun players and moments. Some Packer greats and forever legends during that era of Packers football. So, yeah, fact of the day one more time from 2009 to 2016, the Packers reached the playoffs for a franchise record, 8 consecutive seasons. So, yeah, awesome fact of the day for this Friday. Also, a big shout out to TickPick, man. I'm so pumped to be partnered up with them. I've used them. I would never promote something I'm not 100% on board with personally. So download the app, use the code Packers20 at checkout for $20 off your order. That can only be used in the app. So check it out. Season coming up, a lot of exciting games going on. I'm heading up for sure to the Miami Packers game. Got my stay all organized, and I'm pumped to be spending Thanksgiving up in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. Love me some Thanksgiving meals, some Thanksgiving dinners, but no place I would rather be than Lambeau Field on Thanksgiving nights. On Thanksgiving night, I'm pumped. And against the Dolphins, and somewhat of a formidable opponent, that's going to be a good game. Who knows where they'll both be standing at that point in the season? It's later on, end of November, probably about 5-6 weeks remaining on the season. Hopefully, we're sitting at that number 1 seed in the NFC side, and I like playing. I don't like losing to anybody, but if you're gonna lose to somebody, hopefully it'll be at least an AFC opponent to where it's not gonna affect you as much. Come playoff seeding scenarios and all that whatnot picture and so yeah, my brother-in-law is a huge Dolphins fan, and so is his entire family. So got a big crew going up. Little in-family rivalry going on for that night, but I myself don't mind the Dolphins. They got some exciting players over there. Mike McDaniel's head coach kind of came from the same tree as Matt LaFleur. He's pretty cool. He's a cool guy, So, yeah, I'm pumped to be up in Green Bay for Thanksgiving night. That is going to be legendary. Never been to a Thanksgiving game. I think the Packers have only hosted a Thanksgiving night game just twice in their entire history. One of them being at Lambeau Field, the other being, I think, at New City Stadium, crazy enough. So, yeah, pumped to be up there. Check out TickPick. Packers 20 for $20 off your order. Randall, good morning, Randall. Good to see you, my man. A couple days straight. Really appreciate the support. Good morning, Rob. It's Football Friday. Just got my coffee to watch your fine show. I am absolutely honored, Randall, that you make me a part of your morning, and I'm glad to have you a part of my morning as well. So congratulations to Clay Matthews and Aaron Campman. Randall says, yeah, a big shout out to Clay Matthews and Aaron Campman. They were just inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame yesterday. A lot of familiar faces in town. Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, Dom Capers in the house for Clay Matthews. So Dom Capers is still actually employed with the Carolina Panthers, and I know all the flack he got, towards the latter half of his career with the Packers. But come on, baby, he was on the coaching staff for Super Bowl 45. You will never hear me give any flack to Dom Capers. So he's a legend in my eyes, Super Bowl champion. He brought out the most in those guys, including Clay Matthews. And there's a reason Clay Matthews wanted him there to induct him into the Packers Hall of Fame. So a lot of familiar faces in the house for the Hall of Fame induction of Clay Matthews and Aaron Campman. Aaron Campman, Iowa boy from Parkersburg. He was a beast, as I said last night on the show. He was kind of wrecking shop during my early years of watching Packers football. So, yeah, congratulations to those guys. Randall, great to see you. I usually make coffee every morning. I got water in here, but we're going to go get coffee this morning. Love me some picking up coffee, Starbucks, Scooters. I'll get it from pretty much anywhere. Give me a nice vanilla latte, extra shot, and I'll get my Friday started off right in the weekend, cooking with gas. So, Randall, good to see you. Hope you've got some good cup of coffee on you. Go Pack, go from Fody over on Instagram. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Facebook, my man Justin's in the house. What are your thoughts on the kicker situation? I am optimistic about Braden Narveson. I'm optimistic as well. I think he was 6 for 7 on the preseason, and the lone miss was from 58 yards. So you can give him a little bit of grace there. And I was talking about it last night. Funny story about that 58-yard miss. He actually attempted it twice, the first one being a make, but the defense for the Saints called a timeout right before the snap, so it didn't count. Then he came back and attempted it again, left it short. But he also made a 59-yarder this preseason. He made a game winner for the Titans this preseason. He's never missed an extra point in his NFL or college career. And if he has, it was just one. I've seen two things going around. Everybody is saying, he's 198 for 198. Some people are saying he's 196 for 197. Regardless, he's rarely, if ever, missed an extra point. So that's great to see. I thought we would stick with Anders. I'm glad we didn't, but I thought maybe we would stick with Anders. We drafted him. It's kind of early on in his career. Last year had a shaky year for sure. The missed field goal in the 49ers game in the playoffs just freaking that just freaking kills you. And then he shanked a 32-yarder to finish off preseason. So I think Goody was just like, hey, you know what? We got too special of a season to be had to have it be ruined by a kicker. So nipped Anderson, and then we kind of initially thought, I didn't think, but Greg Joseph was our only guy. Maybe we'd head into the season with him. But Goody said, nope, we're going to get Braden from Tennessee. So I'm excited. I'm optimistic. But the only way to really, cement him as a kicker is to make kicks consistently in the regular season, hit those extra points and, execute with the new kickoff rules, which I'm not too familiar with yet. But I will be here come next week and next weekend after I've seen a little bit more. But Justin, appreciate you hopping on, man. Happy Friday. Have a great morning. Hope you have a good weekend. And here is to Braden Narveson having a good year for us, huh? Jonathan over on YouTube. Appreciate you tuning in on YouTube, man. Excited for Brazil. Hope we get the dub. Always hope we get the dub. Yeah, we got just 7 days until Packers football, which is crazy to think about. Just seems like yesterday we were, talking about the draft. Then we had OTAs, then we had minicamp, and everybody showed up. We had just near perfect attendance. We had perfect attendance for the majority of those practices with all of our guys, squads looking, conjoined and chemistry's good. And then boom, had a little break, and then boom, training camp starts, and all of a sudden preseason's over and practice all next week, and then Packers Eagles in Brazil. Crazy to think. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for me on this beautiful Friday morning. As far as the show goes, as far as the content goes, you guys know that never stops. I'm posting everything Packers all day long on our social channels. If you could follow me at GBP Daily all over social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you all then. And until then, I will catch you guys later. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you.